Hello, I'm going to do a demonstration video of doing a collagraph of some daffodils. It is springtime and my garden is full of them and they are gorgeous. So I collected a few and I took a photo and I did a sort of composition on my iPad. I changed the colors a bit, contrast, and sort of made that kind of interesting abstracty daffodilly composition. So I'm hoping something cool is going to come out of this, and I have done a sketch using my photo and some tracing paper, and I'm going to work on the dark areas. I'm going to cut out the dark areas and I'm going to smooth out the sort of light areas with a bit of glue, and then just using inking and wiping technique, I'm hoping to get some really nice effects to sort of bring out those daffodils and have some really vibrant, rich spring-like colors. So let's start. Right, so I'm on to the next stage of dealing with my plate. So the first stage was really just sort of cutting out and getting most of my shapes that I want to have in my collagraph, and cutting out all the darkest bits, but also using a bit of sanding paper to hopefully get some darker areas in the leaves, in petals of the daffodils. And now what I'm going to do is use standard wood glue, and I'm going to paint. So I'm going to introduce sort of more painterly feel into my collagraph, and I'm going to use a paintbrush and a bit of wood glue, and I'm going to highlight all the very bright areas of my collagraph. I've got my reference sheet here, so I'm just keep watching, and just to remind myself, this is obviously printed the opposite way, a mirror reflection, which I did just by flipping the photograph on my iPad. And what I'm going to do is just highlight all the lightest areas here, to give me that really lovely contrast of sunshine and hopefully some really lovely bright yellow areas. So yeah, this is phase 2 of my plate preparation. I have applied glue to my plate now, and the next step is to let the glue dry, which should take about half an hour or so, but I just want to make sure that it's totally dry. And then I'm going to apply a layer of shellac. What I use is just some stuff I got from a DIY shop, and that will seal my plate and make it last longer. You can I sometimes do have plates without shellac, but they do sometimes they don't last as long, and also sometimes glue can stick your print to it when you're printing in a proper press. So yeah, I do prefer to shellac my plates, but sometimes you can lose a little bit of interesting detail while you do that. So it's a bit of balance, I guess. But you can certainly do both. So yeah, that is phase 2. Next on to shellacking and then inking. So I've been thinking about the colours, and I quite like how in my photo I've got lots of dark, sort of like purple red around here in the dark areas. So what I'm going to do is all the dark areas on the outside I'm going to treat with Madder Lake. I haven't actually used this ink before, so quite excited to give it a go for the first time. Then I'm going to, for the rest of the plate, I'm going to use your raw sienna, because I really think that it's going to be some gorgeous highlights, and I think the dark bits will look really good. And then when I want a bit of vibrancy going on, I'm going to use Indian yellow, and I'm going to dab it in all the really light areas to get a bit of vibrant yellow going on there. I might even be brave enough to do a bit of dark green and dab it in some of the shadowy areas, like here. So yeah, my paper is being wetted at the moment in my tray, getting ready while I'm inking up, and then hopefully we'll have a lovely print.